Hey guys, it's me, Danny, and today this video is going to be asking you, do you own your car? Well, it's complicated. Let's check it out. All right, so let's dive in to just the quick answer. Do you own your car? You obviously own your car. It's yours. You're making payments on it, right? But let's kind of just divvy this up into different sections because there's something that may raise your eyebrows through what I'm about to talk to you guys about, okay? So number one, if you were going to spend $40, $50, $60, $70,000 on a car, you were going to spend that on an ICE vehicle or an EV regardless. So let's just move that to the side and not worry about that. Your insurance payments, however you're driving, you're going to pay that either way. Something similar, luxury vehicle, there's a whole slew of things out there. Let's push that to the side because that depends on you as a driver, right? Let's talk about gas and fuel costs, okay? Even oil changes. So there's a few truths to owning an ICE vehicle is that you need to maintain it, right? Tires, oil changes, gasoline, okay? You need those to drive your vehicle safely. With an EV, you may be putting on more tires than the equivalent ICE vehicle. However, you're not putting in any oil and the fuel costs are dramatically different, okay? And I'm gonna give you this as an example. To fill up the Mustang Mach-E that I have right here, it takes about 12 bucks and that's on my energy bill. And from there, I don't go to zero. I realistically don't drive on E. So I would say about 12 bucks, okay? At $12 to fill it up, someone probably fills up their gas tank, let's just say 3 times a month, okay? I'm being kind of conservative on it. I do drive a lot, but let's just say on average, how much do you drive? You put it in the comments below, let me know. But let's just say 3 times. I filled up my hybrid at $70, okay? And that's a hybrid. So let's just assume an average tank is 70 bucks to fill up. And I'm using that figure because I live in California and gasoline is crazy and your results may vary, but let's just get that out of the way real quick and then we'll dive into the gas cost. And the fact is I'm paying about $210 3 times on one car versus this one. And let's just say I want to round up to 20 bucks. For whatever the reason, let's give more benefit, right? $60 versus $210. I'm saving about $150 a month in gasoline cost at 3 times. I'm saving more than that because of my driving habits. I drive a whole lot for what I do. And we're talking about averages. So $150 a month. Cool. Now you're saving $150 a month. And this is where the idea of spacing the bill comes from, okay? You are now seeing $150 more in your pocket every month by driving an EV. All right, that's easy enough to get. You cannot directly control the costs of gasoline, but to a certain degree, you could rely on the cost to fill an EV up with fuel. And you could even dig deeper and get into solar and know exactly how much you're paying every month, right? That's another story. I'm getting it installed this next week. I'm really excited about that. So that will be a video that I can't wait to show you guys. I'm pretty pumped about it. Anyhow, moving on from there. In typical ICE vehicles you buy right now, any car really, comes now usually with a GPS. You might have to spend extra to get the GPS in there, but you get the mapping system. It's by Garmin, it's by somebody, Here Maps. Here's the rub with an ICE vehicle though. You have a map system. It's only good for 3 to 5 years before the manufacturer says, hey, you should update your maps to get the latest edition, right? So there's that in a cost. It's a hidden cost. Some people will pay for it. Some people won't. I personally don't because I want Android Auto, so I avoid that. And that doesn't change with EVs. With these maps, these run out in 2024 before they stop updating. Luckily, the thing is a little bit different. It's an optional cost. Again, because you have your phone that you can connect to it. Your phone. and I'm saying that, your phone, EV buyers, early adopters buy EVs to, they're for the techie part. I did, right? You're buying it for full self-driving. You're buying it for Blue Cruise. You're buying it for autopilot. You're buying it to control your car right from here. I mean, Teslas, you could find them online where they have cool little, musical numbers that they do where they open doors and close doors and use all the lights and the sirens and everything. It's just really cool experiences, right? Because you're buying technology, you're buying the cutting edge. You want your car to do all these things. But then that's where we really need to talk about connected services a lot. So as we dive into connected services, let's bring up a few examples. Okay, do you own your car? Well, if you have a BMW, they may charge you, I'm going to put it up right here, they may charge you to activate the heated seats that are already in your car. Let's talk about other features. Specifically, I want to talk about Blue Cruise. Mine's not activated yet, and it really bugs me. It really does. And they said it was going to be out last November, and then it was going to be in May, and then it was going to be July, and we're in October, nearly the next November, and I still haven't got my update for my Mach-E. It is what it is. But in the time I've waited for it, I've looked at some of the fine print. And you should too. Blue Cruise will eventually cost me money monthly. Not just for the feature of Blue Cruise, but there's certain things that I'm going to need for it. Did you read that? Did you read it all? That's crazy. To me, it's crazy. So here's the thing. You have to have a subscription for the Wi-Fi in your car to buy it. I'm okay with that to a degree because I'm not paying Ford for that subscription, right? I'm paying, in this case, AT&T. I don't have an option of paying someone else for the service, but AT&T has a contract. Okay, I believe in that type of business. Okay. But I have to pay for that. Then I have to pay for Blue Cruise to have it, to run it every month on a car that's mine. But the objections are, like, hey, dude, well, you're paying for a service that connects to the internet that needs to constantly update. And I agree. Cool. I'm good with that. But there was at a point where this car has memory that it downloads information, right? Just like the maps. It stores that data. And I highly doubt that with Blue Cruise or full self-driving, anything like that, the moment you get out of cell range, it stops working because guess what? It's downloaded right to your device. Now, is there any updates? Well, there's updates for safety, which I completely agree in that there should be, but that's what they're paying for. So you have to pay for subscription services or you could buy it outright. That's crazy to me. So there are features in this car that are advanced, but let's dial it even back a little bit even more. The features that Blue Cruise has aren't pieces that were just stuck on the car and I could use, and then when I'm done with it, they take them off. These are the LiDAR sensors and the cameras that are on this car that are my LiDAR sensors and my cameras, right? And here's that problem that I have, is we cannot access those. So if you want to customize your EV, you can. But the things you cannot do is you can't drop a bigger motor in it, right? I mean, you might be able to see how that goes, right? But there's a lot of programming that they probably will lock you out of. So let's take a traditional muscle car as an example. You could do whatever you want. Change the wheels, change the color, drop a motor into it, change the exhaust note. You could cut the top down. You could slam it, put some, whatever you want. You could do a whole lot on the performance side and the appearance side. Whereas in an EV, you're really only limited to the appearance side of things, okay? However, those sensors are my sensors, right? Where is my ability to go to whatever auto shop or Geek Squad or whatever techie place that will kind of replace maybe the auto shop to go ahead and activate my Blue Cruise, or a third-party version of Blue Cruise, or a third-party version of full self-driving, right? They're my sensors. I should be able to log in and store my data as I see fit on the hard drive that's in this car that is also mine, right? I should be able to go ahead and get into the interface and change the fact that these mapping systems, which is done by Garmin, to say, you know what, I want someone else to maintain those maps, and have an option to get into the coding of that specific thing. Now, there's other things that I believe that shouldn't be messed with, you know, the eye sensor to make sure you're driving, but these should be authorized third parties. There should be a level of that available. You still have the ODB2 port down there. We should be able to plug in and, again, change certain characteristics with it, and there's not that ability right now. Instead, we have to pay a monthly subscription for certain things. And depending on the manufacturer, this is going to grow. This is the spacing the bill part. Right now, we're paying, let's look at Tesla. Tesla's like $10 a month, but then you're watching your own Netflix on your own stuff. You're paying Netflix to have that service. With this, Android Auto, the reason why I like it so much is I'm paying for my own phone service. Why do I need Wi-Fi in my car when my phone could be a hotspot? It doesn't make sense, right? But I utilize it because I know I'm going to have to pay for Blue Cruise one day, and I do work out of my car, and the modem is a little bit stronger than the signal connection of my phone. So there are pros and cons depending on what you're looking for, right? Now, that's just one part of it, though, is when is it yours? So do you own your car? And the fact is you 95% of it you do. But I still don't have an option to say on the Mustang Mach-E, as an example, these cameras can't record what's going on while I'm parked. Not like the Rivian, not like the Tesla. I mean, there are, I'm not going to say memory card slots, but there's USB ports everywhere that I could probably connect into to somehow record that data. But they're going to release it maybe with a software update, maybe, right? But again, they're my cameras. I should be able to utilize them when they're not being used. There's a provider out there, FitCamX, that will make you a custom housing for your car. Not make you, they have a list of cars, but they make a custom housing for your car that fits the camera in there, so you don't have a cable just hanging out going into your power source or having to run it along it. It's going to be pretty cool. I don't know. We'll see. If you're interested in buying it, you could get the link below. I'm going to be doing a review on it, so look out for it. I'm going to spend some time with it before I do that. Now let's talk about your data, right? You know, let's use Facebook as an example. Facebook isn't free. It's costing you your privacy. I'm not saying you should use it or not use it, anything like that. Just the simple fact that the way they make money is because they know what you like. They advertise your likes and your lifestyle against you so that you're more inclined to click on something and buy something, right? It's targeted advertising. It's nothing new, but it's there. Now we have these cars, and I haven't seen it just yet, but you have something like maybe Waze maps you get on your phone, use on here. They will advertise certain things on those maps based on where a driver is, because you're using simple GPS data. But they're pulling data from your driving habits to create these auto drive. I'm just going to call it auto drive. Whether it's full self-driving, Blue Cruise, or whatever Chevy's is called, right? They're creating these networks of information and how a car should behave based on our driving pattern. So we're giving them free data. There's nowhere in here that I could say I do not want to send any data to them. Maybe there is. I'm going to look right now. But the fact of the matter is that they're using it, and chances are you're bypassing it. It's not a big, if there is a way to say no to it, it's probably not big enough or impactful enough when you're setting up your car at the dealership, maybe, that you reject it. But the thing is, they're using your driving patterns to distinguish, okay, this is what this car should do in this situation, driving down the street at this angle, right? Teslas do a fantastic job of adjusting their suspension when there's big dips or any kind of change in level on the terrain. And it's not because they read what's going on. It's because they gathered that data through the years from other Tesla drivers. So again, do you own your car? And I want to say you 90% do. When it's an EV, you 90% do. You just don't have access to all of your car to change. And there's certain things you shouldn't be able to change. I 100% agree with that. But there's a point where you should be able to pick your provider to a certain extent. There should be a list of people or businesses out there that are certified by the government that says we trust them to do these modifications. They may be more expensive, they may be less expensive, I don't know. But the thing is, it's not a free market. We're buying a car, but that's the option we have, right? We have the option of buying a Tesla, we have an option of buying a Ford. But the thing is, we want to buy it, not lease it. We're not trying to BMW this and charge for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay just to have the thing in the car. It doesn't make sense to do. So that's my question to you guys. Do you own your EV? What do you think? Leave a comment down below. Please hit subscribe on there. Listen to my next videos. I do have a review coming up on a FitCamX, which you could hit the link below. Or you could look out for the solar video that I have. It's going to be installed. I'm going to do some regular updates on it. And it's from a provider, Project Solar. I highly recommend them. There's so much information I can't touch just yet in this video. But again, their link will be down below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them in the next video. Either way, that was my thought process. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.